Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel Shiv Kumar News. Here I am only reading the Hindu newspaper. My purpose and aim is improving my knowledge and English only, nothing else. Therefore, please support and guide me. Confusion over trains cause stampede. Delhi tolls rises to 18. Announcement of the special train lead to a surge from a platform to another. Nearly 2,600 additional tickets for unreserved seat were sold on Saturday. Passenger rush exceed the capacity of platform. The press was not intense as steps leading to the foot over bridge with passengers falling over each other and being crushed. Railways form panel to probe Delhi stampede. The New Delhi. The railway has to form a two-member high-level administration grade committee to investigate the stampede that occurred on Saturday night at the New Delhi railway station that claimed 18 lives, including of 4 children. Official in the railway ministry said on Sunday. Review meeting on safety kept official busy. Chennai. Top railway officials were busy in a meeting on Saturday discussing safety aspect while crowds stated swelling at the New Delhi railway station. Sources said the meeting originally planned for February 8 was rescheduled. It commenced at 10:30 a.m. and went for about 5 years. Railway source said. Relative of the victim of the stampede mourn her death in New Delhi. Sunday PTI. Samriddhi Tiwari, Maitri Ports, New Delhi. The stampede that led to the death of 18 people at the New Delhi railway station on Saturday night was caused by confusing over two trains headed to Prayagraj, an express and special train meant for Mahakumbh pilgrims. According to a preliminary investigation by Indian Railway, the announcement for the special train led to a mass surge of confused passengers rushing from one platform to another caused the stampede. Officials said the preliminary investigation found that the stampede occurred soon after 9:50 p.m. as platform 40 swelled with crowded awaiting the Prayagraj Express slated to arrive at 10 at 10:10 p.m. Sources said approximately 2,600 additional tickets or unreserved seat has been sold on Saturday evening in comparison to the usual number, adding that the crowd exceeded the capacity of the platform. At this point, the loudspeaker announced the arrival of the Prayagraj Subhe Darganj special meant for Kumbh devotee on platform 12 confused passengers through that it was the Prayagraj Express that had been shifted to platform 12, promoting a sudden surge. The press was most tense, the step leading the most overbridge between the platform, with passengers toppling over each other and being crushed to Delhi railway sources said. The the Delhi police have also conducted an initially inquiry with officials saying they will look into the loopholes of a train announcement system. For several hours after the incident, the railway did not confirm the people and died in the stampede and issue a comprehensive statement with the death toll only 20 hours after the tragic incident took place. The railway announced that from now on, all special trains from New Delhi to Prayagraj will depart from platform 16. 4 children ranging in age from 7 to 15, 11 women, 3 men were among the 18 dead. Of the 15 injured, 3 suffered serious injury, the railway said in a statement on Sunday evening. Compensation paid. By the Sunday evening, the railway has paid 10 lakh rupee as a compensation to the kin of each those who died, 2.5 lakh rupee to the grievously injured, and 1 lakh rupee to those with simple injuries. This time, an unprecedented number of the devotees arrived for the Mahakumbh and were operating an unprecedented and recorded number of the special train for ease of passengers, said Himanshu Shekhar Upadhyay, Chief Public Relations Officer for Northern Railway. Narsingh Deo, a members of the Railway Probe Committee visiting the sports at the station on Sunday afternoon. The beach life. A cruise ship passes for Fort Kochi beach on Sunday. The Cochin Port Authority has targeted a total of 50 cruise ships visiting the port city in the physical ending March 31st. Suspected KNA cadre among 11 militants held in Manipur. Police clear the road back, seize no arm. Press Trust of India Imphal. A significant quantity of the armed ammunition were recovered during the joint operation in Churchandpur. Security forces have arrested 11 militants from Manipur in the past 2 days, including 7 suspected cadre of the Kuki National Army KNA, along with the arms and ammunition. And the police said on Sunday the KNA cadre was apprehended from the old Kukul area in Chandrapura district on Friday. They said the KNA is signatory of the suspension of the Operation SOP pact signed in 2008 among the United People's Front UFA and the Kuki National Organization KNO, an umbrella of 24 insurgent groups, the Union Home Ministry and the Manipur government. The Manipur government, however, withdrew from the agreement in March 23. In another operation on Saturday at the Huikap village in Imphal East District, 4 active members of the proscribed outfit Kangli Pak Community Party PWG group, including 2 movements, were arrested. The police said 2 AK-47 rifles with live ammunition, incrementing document and booklets were among items recovered from their possession. They added, checkpost clear. Security forces have also dismantled the illegal checkpost put in place by village volunteers in Manipur along the Imphal Churachandrapur road. The police said Joint Secretary Forces dismantled voluntary checkposts at Kaprang and KS Kawatlian in Chandrapur district on NH2. Security forces have been take over these locations and free movements of the common vehicle is being ensured. A police official said the checkpost had been in existence since the beginning of the ethnic conflict, and police added. Meanwhile, another police officer said a first information report FIR had been registered in connection with fraudulent call by unknown individuals to state assembly legislature. The Manipur police have been received complaints about the fraudulent call from unknown individual at attempting to influence and mislead MLA by exploiting the ongoing political situation in the state. He said with regard to this, an FIR has been registered in the Imphal police station and necessary legal action is underway. The officer said the ethnic violence in Manipur, which began in May 2023, saw brutal clash between the majority Meitei community in the Imphal Valley and the Kuki-Jew tribal groups in the surrounding hills, resulting in over 250 deaths besides displacing thousands of people. President rule was imposed in Manipur on Thursday, and assembly put under the suspending elimination day after the chief minister and Biren Singh resigned from the post. The Panchayati Raj movement is in distress. Subhojit Chattopadhyay is an international development professor with the experience across Africa and South Asia and has a specific interest in decentralized governance. Panchayat now operate in a very different development paradigm. The special discussion in Parliament on the 75th anniversary of the Indian Constitution has long passed, while several silent aspects of the Constitution and policy direction adopted by the previous government were highlighted. One here very little on a vital aspect of the governance in India. The 73rd Amendment to the Constitution passed in 1992 is one of the landmarks of India's journey as a constitutional republic, establishing the Panchayati Raj system. However, the movement momentum toward spending and local governance in India's tail. Big shift in both technology and society are threatening to make panchayat irrelevant unless we are prepared to rethink their role. The 73rd Amendment initiative the process of the institutionalizing decentralizing in rural India three-tier system at the village block the district level with the regular cycle of local election and 50% reservation for women scheduled caste scheduled tribe kicked off the movement that took democracy to the grassroots, thus emphasizing the importance of the local representation and inclusion in political leadership. There is one bright spot. Panchayati Raj election are now keenly contested in many parts of the country. There have been the many success stories possible. The most notable of them bring the scale of the women participation in leadership. Nearly 14 lakh elected women representative. The constitution also mandate that the finance commission to recommend the quantum for funds that should flow to local government as well as the administration mechanism by which it should take place. The various social sector programs are now implemented through a local government, particularly Gram Panchayat, village level local government. Why? Then it is the Panchayati Raj movement in distress. There are several reasons such as the decline in public participation, over dependence on the centrally sponsored scheme, and politicization through the engagement of the political party, which are equally important factor behind the steady decline of the panchayat even and pioneer states such as Kerala. But one more must look at the longer term systematic factors that have affected the evaluations of the Panchayati Raj movement in India. Panchayati now operate is a very different development paradigm from they were originally introduced, and there is now a real risk that the spirit of the Panchayati Raj movement will die. A decline, the big shift. Let us look at the four such big shifts. First, administration decentralization has plateaued. In order to function effectively, state government need to develop staff to local government and decade administration control. Similarly, the flow of united grant that the flow to local government need to increase to enhance autonomy in local decision making. Having made an initial set to reform the essence, so one get is that there is no momentum. A report in 2022 by the Ministry of the Panchayati Raj showed that less than 20% of the state have developed all 29 subjects listed in the 11 schedules of the Constitution. Second, the in practice term panchayat have been forced to cede physical autonomy over the recent year. Direct transfer to panchayat increased from 1.45 lakh crore rupee under the 13th Finance Commission 2010-15 to 2.36 lakh crore rupee under the 5th Finance Commission 2021 to 26. At the same time, there has been a significant reduction in United's grant from 85% in the 13th Finance Commission to 60% in the 5th Finance Commission. Further, these direct transfer are being used by the central government to marginalize the state government in the name of efficiency, while the tied grants gave them more control through the central government functionary and the central scheme guideline. Third, the largest reason is a reimagination of the welfare state in India that has taken root over the last few years, and over reliance by the political party on cash transfer of the various hues to wow the electorate, and since these were delivered probably using the Jan Dhan Aadhaar mobile JM platform, the role of the Gram Panchayat as the intermediary of for beneficiary selection for grievance redress has reduced significance. For example, the Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi PM Kisan Scheme, which disburse 6,000 rupee annually for two farmers, operate through the direct transfer without the active involvement of the Panchayati Raj institution. While the efficient, this model reduce the local accountability that Panchayati traditionally provided for. Fourth, in the rapid urbanization that India has seen in a recent decade. In 1990, nearly the three-quarter of the India lives in the rural area. This have low decreased to around 60% and is going down steady. The constant trend of the urbanization has meant that The policy focus on development has shifted to India's city and down municipal reform. Both of the governance and financing is the main proper priority of India. Way to revive the system. As highlighted, it is evident that over the last decades, the view from the top increasingly was the one that threat panchayati merely as last mile delivery instrument for the social sector scheme in rural India. This view of local government is not conducive to a revival panchayat in the country. Of course, the electoral political at the panchayat level and the representation and the power that they come from the winning hill are not allowed panchayats to wither away very soon. But the local government in the rural India need to be revived in substantive terms, as 94 crore Indians still live in village. Over the 45% of the population is still engaged in agriculture. Rural India call it Bharat, if you will, cannot be overlooked. With advancement in technology, citizens engagement in local planning, decision making and accountability process will deepen. A networked panchayati raj system could play a vital role in bridging the rural urban divide. For the instance, by supporting the safe and dignified internal migration and also supporting the both migrants and their family that stay behind. Another area toward which the role of the panchayati could be focused is to play a role in enabling the water conservation and renewable energy generation at scale. Panchayat can reclaim their role in the management of common properties resources, bringing to bear a mix of the scientific practice, traditional knowledge. A public finance panchayat can also play a key role in implementation community based on the disaster risk management program, integrating early warning system, disaster resilience infrastructure and capacity building for residents. We need to look further out and talk more to people in order to establish the momentum behind local government reform and to support what is still a significant proportion of India's population that live in its village. We need to adopt a new visions for Panchayat Raj in India. Interpreting in next editorial, interpreting the recent Bangladesh Pakistan thaw. Aishwarya Sonavane is research analyst Pakistan desk at the Takshila Institution. With the count of hostile neighbor growing, India needs to both vigilant and constructive in its tie with Bangladesh. The better legacy of the 1971 liberation war where Bangladesh split from the Pakistan has long stirred the nature of ties between Dhaka and Islamabad. However, the recent bilateral engagement between the two sides demonstrates Dhaka intends to diversify its foreign policy trajectory in the subcontinent. Since the August 2024, after the fall of the Sheikh Hasina government following a student-led revolt, there have been several meetings between Muhammad Yunus, the chief advisor to the interim Bangladesh government, and the Pakistan Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif. In contrast, the absence of any engagement between Mr. Yunus and the India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi shed light on this shifting equation. The ousting of Ms. Hasina set the stage for a potential to recalibrations in the region, one that is likely to unsettle New Delhi. During Ms. Hasina's 15-year tenure, bilateral relations remains strained, partially due to her family historic grievance against Pakistan ruling class. Her close allies with India likely emerge as a key factor for the continuous fostering tie with Islamabad in the following year. Tension between Bangladesh and Pakistan peaked in 2016 with the both countries expelling diplomats. Recent development, however, under the leadership of Mr. Yunus, there has been strengthening of ties. Some key and recent development underscore his. For instance, Bangladesh hosted a high-level Pakistan military and delegation in Rangpur, located close to the strategically crucial Siliguri corridor. This was followed by rare visit by Lieutenant General S.M. Qamar Al Hussain, the Bangladeshi Army's second in command, to Rawalpindi to meet with Pakistan Army, Navy, and Air Force Chief. Dhaka has also announced the resumption of direct flight to Islamabad and also participated in Pakistan Aman 2025 naval exercise in the Arabian Sea, February 7, 11, which included the development of a major Bangladesh warship to Pakistan for the first time in over a decade. Despite the appearance warning of the relationship, can these interactions translate into meaningful outcome, or will they remain symbolic and little tangible impact the ground related? Mr. Yunus was watered down Dhaka's demand that Pakistan to apologize for the 1971 genocide to one merely seeking the resolution of the issue. Dhaka will face challenge in managing public opinion. A significant number of the Bangladeshis still view the separation from the Pakistan as a bedrock of their national identity. Without addressing this deeply and historic grievance in the physio of Bangladeshi society, sustained development progress appear unlikely in the long term. That remain especially true from the Islamabad continue to frame the 1971 war as an Indian conspiracy that rather than the acknowledging it is a separatist movement that was produced of the expression of the Bengali identity and in response of the excess of the government in West Pakistan. In addition, from a strategic and economic perspective, a partnership with Islamabad will offer limited gains for Dhaka, particularly given the misalignments between the economic relatives of both countries. The geographical separation of the Bangladesh and Pakistan by Indian territory is further likely to create connectivity and political hurdle for smooth trade. As India closely monitors the situation, the diplomatic maneuvers will be perceived as Pakistan effort to counter New Delhi filtering influence in Dhaka after Ms. Hasina ousted. Interestingly, this dynamic also coincides with India's unprecedented pivot of warning relations with the ruling Taliban in Afghanistan, a traditional ally of Pakistan. Indian Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri met Maulavi Amir Khan Muttaqi, the acting foreign minister of the Taliban government, in Dubai in January, which is the highest level of interaction between both sides since ever the group took control of Afghanistan in 2021. The outlines of the New Delhi approach, with the count of hostile neighbors now growing, which include the Maldives and Nepal, increasing alignment with China. Does New Delhi having a new cause of for concern? India's approach to Bangladesh should be grounded in an understanding of the economic and geographical relative. Despite the evolving nature of the Dhaka Islamabad ties, Bangladesh will find the challenge to adopt an overtly anti-India stance given its geographic proximity and economic dependence on India. India remains Bangladesh's leading trading partner in the region. In 2023, India's export to Bangladesh were $11.25 billion, while the Bangladesh export to India stood at approximately $2 billion in 2020. Many of these imports, particularly raw materials, are crucial for Bangladesh industry. That said, India must remain vigilant. First, there is scope for the access involving Bangladesh, China, Pakistan, and Sikkim on the issue of the security. The North state India must clarify red lines between the Bangladesh in critical areas such as terrorism, weapon trade, joint military drills, or maritime security, while remaining firm on these issues. New Delhi should also constructive engage with Bangladesh, lying an emphasis on the people-to-people contract, culture exchange, and development project. Both countries must also continue to their cooperation on the critical issue on border trade and smuggling, water sharing, and refugee concern. Maintaining this momentum will require New Delhi to proactively addressing prevailing in anti-India and anti-Hindu sentiment in Bangladesh, as well as capitalize on its economic engagement to reinforce its tie with Dhaka, maintaining a constituency that is favorable to India within the Bangladesh remains crucial for long-term strategic stability. Sex and violence. Marriage should not provide immunity for sex violence. A, a recent ruling by the Chhattisgarh High Court, which lead that the unnatural sex by a husband in marriage is not an offense, heavily relies on the presumption of consent within a marital relation. The case involved a 40-year-old man from Bastar district who had been convicted by a session court in connection with the death of his wife in 2017. The session court found that the wife, in her 30s, fell ill and subsequently died following a forced physical relationship. However, on appeal, the High Court acquitted the husband. At the core of any discussion on marriage or any relationship must be a principle of consent. When physical harm occurs, especially leading to a tragic death, cannot be excused under the presumption of the marital consent. The issue at hand is not about the nature of the sexual act but the absence of the consent and the use of force. The High Court relies on section second of the section 375 of the Indian Penal Code, which does not recognize the marital rape as an offense unless the wife is under 15-year-old. The Supreme Court of the India raised this age to 18 in the independent thought versus Union of India and an ANR case 2017 to justify the acquitting the husband there over torture. The session court verdict, which has sentenced him to 10 years of rigorous imprisonment. The ruling once again bringing the attention to the ambitious legal terrain surrounding sexual violence in marriage. In October 2024, the Supreme Court deferred hearing on play to criminalize marital rape. In previous judgment, it had indicated that the responsibility lies with the legislature to introduce the law on this issue. The Union government has also stated that the criminalized marital rape could undermine the institution of the marriage. India remains one of the few countries where marital rape is not a criminal offense. Yet, data from the National Family Health Survey 5/5 2029-2021 revealed that the 32% of the ever married women aged 18 to 49 years in India have experienced physical, sexual, or emotional spousal violence, with only a small percentage seeking help. This stark reality should serve as a wake up call for lawmakers, law enforcement, and society at large to take urgent action in ensuring women can live free from violence and fear. While Constitution safeguard on life, liberty, equality, and dignity exist, and law are in place to protect women. True change requires a shift in societal attitude and mindset. No relationship, marriage included, should provide immunity for violence. Number of registered drones in India till January 2025: 29,501. The national capital had the maximum number of the registered drones at 4,882 as per data from the Director General of Civil Aviation. After New Delhi, the highest number of the registered drones are in Tamil Nadu and Maharashtra. People from the Punjab in the first two batches of deportees from USA. 95% and over 40% of the deportees in the first two batches were from Punjab. On February 5, 104 illegal Indian immigrants landed at the Amritsar airport, of which 30 were from Punjab, along with 33 each from Haryana and Gujarat. The second batch of deportees arrived on Saturday night. Drones launched by Russia during overnight airstrike. 143. The Ukrainian military said on Sunday that they shot down 95 drones and that 46 others did not reach their target due to economic countermeasures. At least one person was injured, and the attack also stirred a fire in a critical infrastructure building in the city of Mykolaiv. This continues USA grant allocated for voter turnout in India. 21 in millions dollar. This has been discounted continue by the Elon Musk lead US Department of Government Efficiency Dodge has in the total announced cut of up to $486 million. It also cancelled the $29 million allocated to strengthening and political landscape in Bangladesh. Numbers of the militants arrested in Manipur in the past 2 days. On Sunday, the police said that seven of them were suspected cadre of the Kuki National Army KNA. The KNA is the signatory of the Tripartite Pact signed in 2008 with the United People Front UPAF and the Kuki National Organization KNU. Washington. Grok 3 chatbot from Musk lead startup XAI to be unveiled Monday. Elon Musk said his startup XAI will release its Grok 3 chatbot on Monday and will it act as the smartest AI on earth. In a freely competitive market, Grok 3 was trained on synthetic data and is capable of reflecting on errors it makes by going over data in order to reach logical consistency. Taiwan welcomed the positive words on USA government website about Iceland. Taiwan praised the positive and friendly wording about the Iceland of the USA State Department and updated website, which has removed the phrase that Washington does not support Taiwan independence. The USA has long been Taiwan's most important backer while risking the wrath of China. Bukavu M23 rebels reached the center of the eastern DRC's second major city. Rwanda-backed rebels reached the center of the eastern part of the Democratic Republic of Congo, second largest city, Bukavu, on the Sunday, monitoring present in the most parts of the city after little assistance from the government forces in an unprecedented expansion of their reach in their years long fighting. Moscow Russians flocked to visit Navalny's grave on his death anniversary. At least 1,500 Russians came to the grave of the Alexei Navalny in Moscow on Sunday, risking reprisals and braving freezing temperature to pay their respect to the opposition leader on the first anniversary of his death in prison. Navalny was a Vladimir Putin's main opponent from Russia, had declared an extremist. Know your English. This is our English article, daily English article. Her latest party at the new apartment was a total snooze feast. Even her children slept off. As Upendra, you look rather tired. Have been up all night reading the book you bought a couple of days ago? There is a major problem at the office, so we have all been working rather late. As far as the novel is concerned, I have given up on it. Found it to be one big yarn. A big yarn. What do you mean? You should be able to figure out the meaning. Tell me, when does a person normally yawn? When the person is very sleepy. Yes, we all yawn when we are sleepy. Can you think of any other occasion? A person also yawn when he is bored. That's right. You also yawn when the person you are talking to or the book you are reading is boring. So when you say that the book was a total yarn, what you mean is that it was very boring. How about this example? This the match between India and Sri Lanka was yarn. Yes, it was rather one sad, was not it? The expression is mostly used in informal context. My rather say that the most academic conference are a total waste of time. My uncle, who is a professor, called them a snooze feast. Snooze feast. What does it mean? Do you know what snooze means? Of course I do. When you snooze, you sleep for a very short time. You nap. Very good. Snoozing is usually done during the daytime. When you say that the conference was snooze fest, what you are suggesting is that it put you to sleep. The paper presented were so boring that you found it difficult to stay awake. Very good. Here is another example. The speech given by the minister was such a snooze feast that many people in audience kept looking at their watch. I usually enjoy watching your favorite hero movie, but the latest one provide to be snooze feast. I just could not sit through it. Let's not talk about my favorite hero movie. You only succeed in driving a wedge between the two of us. A what? A wedge. WEDGE rhymes with the word age, sledge, and ledge. I see, but what does wedge mean? Orally, it was instrument or a tool that was made of a hard substance. Nowadays, a wedge mostly refer to the piece of wood or metal used to keep two things apart. It can also I see. So when you say criticizing your favorite actor while derive a wedge between us, what you mean is that it will ruin our existing relationship. We all no longer be friends. Very good. It all sore our relationship. Open upendreyank at the rate gmail.com. The daily quiz. This is our daily quiz. The internet today quiz is about the International Committee of the Red Cross. ICRC was founded on the his day in 1863. A quiz on the organization that ensure the assistance of for the people affected by armed conflict. Radhika Santhanam. Question number one. The ICRC was awarded Nobel Peace Prize for the 1944 in 1945. Why was there a 1 year delay? Question number two. This book proved disease in the information of the ICRC described the battle of the Solferino, name it. Question number three. The assembly in the supreme governing body of the ICRC's members must be all nations. Fill in the blanks. Question number four. The ICR had to call this event its great failure. Even this event, which continued to dominate the political discourse. Question number five. The ICRC has come under the criminal several times in a recent past from a president. In a letter to the organization, influential civil society member of this president's country also criticized the humanitarian body for not doing enough to help their country, which is at war. Name the country. Visual question. The Ottoman Empire used this symbol instead of the Red Cross in 1877-78. Why? Question and answer of the February 14 editions of the Daily Quiz. Name the three individuals who found YouTube. Answer: Chad Hurley, Steve Chen, and Javed Karim. This tech giants acquired YouTube in November 2006. Google's for 1.65 billion in stock. $1.50 billion in stock. This music video was the first to reach 1 billion view on YouTube. Answer: PSY's Gangnam Style. The Fit India record level T series hold on April 29 to 2019. It became the first YouTube channel to reach 100 million subscribers. This children's song video hold the current record of the most view with more than 15.5 billion views in counting. Baby Shark Dam. The online allies of Jimmy Donald's, Mr. Donaldson, Mr. Beast. The title of the longest video ever uploaded on YouTube, 596.5 hours. The longest video on YouTube, 596.5 hours. The long connection between the title. The longest video on YouTube. The connection between the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami with Janet Jackson's Super Bowl incident in YouTube, and definitely in finding the video of the two events to the starting the video sharing concern. Visible the titles of the first ever uploaded YouTube video. Me at the Jew via the Javed Karim, one of the founder of the YouTube. Early but nobody got all the correct answer. So this is today one important vocabulary word is reckless. Adjective लापरवाह, marked by the lack of proper caution, careless of consequences. Symbol rush, headless. Antonyms cautious, careful. Example sentence: he showed a reckless disregard for the safety of other. So guys, this is today video. Please like, comment and share, and don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel for further more update and more video. Press bell icon for notification. Thanks for watching. We meet tomorrow. Jai Hind.